I wanted to take this coffee creamer from the kitchen section at Dollar Tree and make this into a fun solar light that I can hang outside, preferably in a tree. And I have some of the gemstones from the Dollar Tree. I want the blue and the greenish ones there, and so I want to mix those together. Now, as far as this solar light, I need one a little bit smaller. So I found this 6 pack of them at Dollar General, a little bit cheaper than Dollar Tree because you get 6 of them for $5. So keep that in mind. And they are a little bit smaller. So it's going to fit inside this little coffee cream jar like that, where the Dollar Tree ones would not fit in there. So sometimes I like to switch it up and get things at Dollar General, and sometimes they are definitely cheaper. So I just go ahead and remove the tag from the bottom, and I'm going to glue this solar light into the bottom of the jar like this, upside down. I just put my back on the stake to make it easier to put in there and make sure it is dry. Now, mine did fall, so I don't know if I didn't get it glued in there, but what I did is I went back in with some stronger glue and mixed that with hot glue, and it seems like it's fine now, but at first I tried it with hot glue. Glass and hot glue is always a little bit tricky. Now, what I want to do is make a hanger for this. At first, I thought about using some fishing line, but I thought that the jute twine would be stronger. So I need one piece long enough to go all the way around and tie off. And I also wanted four about the same length to make hangers for this, so we can hang it nice and level. I do want them to be strung through the one that goes around the jar though, to make it stronger like that. I think that's going to be strong enough to hold it. And there is a ledge on the bottom of this creamer, and some of the candle holders and stuff at Dollar Tree, if you're going to use one of those, that would work for that. And then I'm going to do one about every quarter of the way around, just dotting it with hot glue on there to help keep that in place, to keep it from sliding around. And I do that with all of them, with the loose ends towards the top. And I left the lid on the coffee creamer, the metal lid, because I thought that would give me a really fun light effect when I light this up with a solar light, and it did. So I just tie off the twine, double tie it here, secure that with a little bit of hot glue there. That is the one that went around. It's also reinforced by that ledge there, so I don't have to get it super tight. And then I take my 8 pieces now, and I'm going to pull them all together and just knot them all together to give me a hanger for this. I could always make this longer by adding more twine to this, but this is going to be a nice little hanger for our solar light. Now I want to cover this with gemstones, so I'm using some of the glass gems from the Dollar Tree. I really want the blue ones and like that turquoise green like color one. And I want to do kind of a pattern on here with those. I think that would be great. Now, I've worked with the glass gems and glass before outside, and I have found the best way to do that is to use a really strong glue, like this Gorilla Glue Clear Grip, and put it on there first, let it start to get tacky a little bit, and then I'm going to add hot glue to the glass itself. I've done this with solar lights that I've made in the past, and they've held up well outdoors, but if I just tried hot glue or in the Gorilla Glue, they just fall right off. And I guess that, you're not really supposed to mix the two different kinds of glue together, but I seem to be able to get away with it on this one. So for the first one, I did a pattern of blue, blue, green, blue, blue. And then for the next one, I'm going to mix that up a little bit. I thought I would do green on the ends, blue in the middle, and just adding a dot of hot glue. I want them to be in little stripes like that going down the side with a little bit of a gap in between each one. I went ahead and did 3 rows, and then I decided I probably need to figure out my spacing all the way around so I don't end up with a big gap without any gems. So I figured out how many I can do. I think I did a total of 10 rows around, and I was able to alternate it since that's an even number. So again, just the Gorilla Glue Clear Grip is what I'm using, and then a dot of hot glue on the glass. That combination seems to work. I still do have to let it sit and dry. And if you have any loose ones, be sure to check for those because you don't want them falling off once you hang this outside. You probably wouldn't be able to find them. And so I repeat that same pattern. So I have 2 different patterns. So I just laid them out in advance when I put the glue on them. That way I would remember my pattern and be able to do it right. I had, the first one on there, and I'm just going to keep going around and trying to make sure that everything fits. I had a couple that didn't fit great, because, they're not even in size. And I did unscrew the bottom a little bit to allow a little bit more room for that to fit. because you're gonna want them to be flat against the glass like that. That's the one that I did have to kind of fix, but here we are on our last row of this. It's so cute. I did let it dry, and I checked to make sure that none of my glass shims were loose. This turned out so pretty. So let me show you what the solar light DIY looks like during the day. It's really pretty during the day because you have all those beautiful blue colors. So this is what it looks like lit up. So pretty.